Have you ever wondered how mushrooms are grown? Today we dive into the fascinating world of mushroom farming. Mushroom farming, an often overlooked yet surprisingly rewarding domain, offers an intriguing blend of science and nature with a dash of entrepreneurial spirit. This venture is not just for the green-thumbed among us, but anyone with a curiosity for the unique and unexplored. Now, mushrooms aren't your typical garden variety plant. They belong to a kingdom of their own, separate from plants and animals. There's a wide array of mushrooms that can be cultivated, from the commonly known white button mushrooms to the more exotic shiitake and oyster varieties, and even the medicinal reishi mushrooms. Each type carries its own unique growing requirements and potential profitability, so whether you're considering mushroom farming as a hobby or a business venture, it's a fascinating field to delve into. Join us as we unearth the steps to successfully grow your very own mushrooms. Well, the first step to mushroom farming starts with understanding the basics and preparing the right environment. You might be surprised to learn that not all mushrooms are created equal. Indeed, there are thousands of mushroom varieties, each with its own unique growing conditions and culinary applications. Some, like the button and portobello mushrooms, are perfect for beginners, while others, like shiitake and oyster mushrooms, might require a bit more finesse. The key here is to start with a variety that suits your skill level and market demand. Now let's dive into the nitty-gritty of mushroom farming, the growing conditions. Mushrooms are a bit like Goldilocks. They need conditions that are just right. Too hot or too cold, too dry or too wet, too much light or too little, and your mushrooms might not grow at all. Temperature is crucial. Most mushrooms prefer a temperature range between 55 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. However, some varieties, like the shiitake, prefer cooler temperatures, while others, like the white button, can tolerate a bit of warmth. Humidity is another key factor. Mushrooms are about 90% water, so they need a moist environment to thrive. A relative humidity of 80 to 95% is ideal. Light is a bit of a tricky one. Unlike plants, mushrooms don't photosynthesize, so they don't need a lot of light. However, a little bit can help guide their growth. Just make sure it's indirect light, as direct sunlight can dry out your mushrooms. Finally, let's talk about substrate. This is the material that your mushrooms will grow on. It's typically a mix of organic materials like straw, wood chips, or compost. The type of substrate you choose will depend on the variety of mushroom you're growing. With the right preparation, you are setting the stage for successful mushroom growth. So whether you're looking to cultivate a few mushrooms for your own kitchen or start a full-fledged mushroom farm, understanding these basics is your ticket to a fruitful harvest. Now that we've set the stage, let's delve into the process of transforming spores into full-grown mushrooms. The journey from spore to mushroom is an intriguing one. It begins with obtaining mushroom spores or spawn. Spores are like the seeds of the mushroom world, and spawn is a bit like seedlings. You can purchase them from trusted suppliers, or, if you're feeling adventurous, you can even collect spores from wild mushrooms. Once you have your spores or spawn, the next step is to inoculate your chosen substrate. This simply means introducing the spores or spawn to the material where your mushrooms will grow. This could be a special mushroom compost, straw, wood chips, or even coffee grounds. Inoculating your substrate is a delicate process. You'll want to make sure your hands and tools are clean and your working area is as sterile as possible. This is to prevent contamination from unwanted bacteria or fungi. You'll then mix your spores or spawn evenly throughout the substrate. Now it's time to wait. Over the next couple of weeks, your substrate will transform. What was once a simple mix of organic matter will become colonized by a network of white, thread-like structures known as mycelium. This is the vegetative part of a fungus, and it's the mycelium that will eventually produce your mushrooms. Once your substrate is fully colonized by mycelium, it will start to produce fruiting bodies. These are the mushrooms you see. Depending on the species, this could take anywhere from a few days to a couple of weeks. You'll want to keep an eye on your mushrooms and make sure they have the right conditions. Some mushrooms like it cool and humid, while others prefer it a bit warmer and drier. And voila, with patience and care, you'll have mushrooms sprouting in no time. Remember, mushroom farming is as much an art as it is a science. Each species has its own quirks and preferences, and part of the fun is learning how to cater to them. So don't be disheartened if your first batch isn't perfect. Keep trying, keep learning, and before you know it, you'll be a mushroom growing maestro. After all the hard work, it's time to reap the rewards. Harvesting and selling your mushrooms. Now, how do you know when your mushrooms are ready for harvest? When the caps of the mushrooms have fully expanded, that's your cue. But remember, it's crucial to take care when harvesting. You want to twist and pull the mushroom gently from its base. This way, you avoid damaging the rest of your crop. Once your mushrooms are harvested, it's time to think about selling. There's a robust demand for mushrooms and several potential markets you can tap into. Farmers markets are a fantastic starting point. Here you can connect directly with consumers who value fresh, locally sourced produce. Restaurants are another option. Chefs are often on the lookout for quality ingredients. Don't forget about grocery stores either. They frequently stock up on fresh produce, and your mushrooms could be next on their list. With the right approach, your mushroom farm could turn into a profitable venture. Mushroom farming might seem complex, but with the right knowledge and approach, it's entirely doable. We've journeyed through the intriguing world of mushroom farming together, from understanding the basics to the intricate process of turning spores into fully grown mushrooms. We've seen how preparing the right environment is crucial, and how the careful nurturing of these fascinating fungi can lead to a bountiful harvest. Moreover, we've delved into the business side of things, discussing how to market and sell your mushrooms effectively. The potential profitability of mushroom farming is indeed impressive. With the right dedication and a bit of patience, it can serve as a substantial source of income. Remember, every great journey begins with a single step. In this case, that step could be planting your first mushroom spore. The beauty of mushroom farming is that it's not just about the financial gain, but also the joy of watching something grow from a tiny spore to a magnificent mushroom. So what are you waiting for? Start your mushroom farming journey today and watch your investment grow.